Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Get Visible with Dorz, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of SEO and visibility strategies for your business. I'm your host, Dorz, and today we're talking about a game-changing tool that can elevate your business's visibility and reach new heights. And it's all to do with podcasting. Now, this is part of the solo series where I'll share insights directly from my experiences. So whether you're considering starting a podcast for your existing business or looking to leverage SEO for your current podcast, this episode is for you. So let's get started. First off, let's talk about why podcasting is such a powerful medium. Unlike other forms of content, podcasts offer a really unique way to connect with your audience on a more personal level. When people listen to your voice, there's an intimacy that written content simply can't replicate. Now, this connection builds trust and loyalty over time, making your audience more likely to engage with your brand. Now, to give you an idea of impact, consider this. According to a study by Edison Research, 80% of podcast listeners listen to all or most of each episode. Now, that's a significant amount of engagement compared to other forms of media. Podcasts also allow you to have longer conversations with your audience, providing more in-depth information and storytelling, which keeps your listeners coming back for more. But the benefits don't stop there. One of the most compelling reasons that you need to start a podcast is its potential organic reach. Now, big podcast distribution platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts have built-in AI amplification tools that help your content get discovered by new listeners. These platforms are specifically designed to recommend content to users based on listening habits, which means your podcast could get suggested to someone who didn't even know they were looking for you. Now, many of you might be familiar with the idea that Google algorithms are consistently and constantly evolving to favor unique and valuable content over generic keyword-stuffed articles. This is where podcasting truly shines. Unlike the oversaturated market of how-to blogs, podcasts offer fresh, engaging content that capture the attention of both your audience as well as search engines. Now, when you create a podcast, you're generating a wealth of unique content that can be indexed by search engines like Google. So, for instance, let's talk about the all-important transcriptions. By transcribing your episodes and posting them on your physical website, you're creating an additional layer of searchable content. These transcripts provide valuable text that can be crawled by search engines, helping your site rank higher in those all-important search results. Now, additionally, having show notes can also help with relevant keywords that can further enhance your visibility. So think about it. Each podcast episode can essentially become a long-form blog post with rich, detailed content that's highly relevant to your audience. Show notes, timestamps, and relevant links can all boost your SEO. In fact, podcasts are often less competitive than traditional blog content, allowing you to rank higher for those niche keywords more easily. Another incredible advantage of podcasting is the opportunity for collaboration. When you invite guests onto your podcast, you are tapping into their audience as well. Now, this cross-promotion can introduce your brand to a whole new group of potential customers. Also, collaborating with other industry experts not only provides valuable content for your listeners, but also positions you as a thought leader in your field. So let's say you're running a marketing agency and you invite a well-known social media strategist to discuss those latest trends. Not only does this provide valuable content for your listeners, but it also gives you credibility and exposure to that strategist's audience. Now, this kind of collaboration can be incredibly beneficial for building your brand. Imagine being able to leverage the audience of a well-known expert in your industry. The exposure you gain from these collaborations can be monumental. Plus, it's a win-win situation. Your guest gets to promote their work and you get to reach a broader audience. It's one of the simplest yet most effective ways to grow your listener base organically. Let's not forget the versatility of podcasts. These can be utilized for so many different purposes. When you're providing educational content, sharing industry news, conducting interviews, or simply offering entertainment, podcasts are incredibly adaptable. Now, this flexibility allows you to craft episodes that resonate with your target audience, keeping them engaged and coming back for more. Take, for example, a fitness coach who wants to share some of their workout tips. Now, they could create a series of episodes focusing on different aspects of fitness, all the way from nutrition to exercise routines. Each episode can target a specific area, providing in-depth knowledge and practical advice that listeners can apply in their daily lives. Additionally, the convenience factor cannot be overstated. People can listen to podcasts while commuting, exercising, or doing household chores. So this means that your content is reaching your audience in moments when they're most receptive and times when they might not be able to read a blog or watch a video. So if you're still wondering whether a podcast is worth it, let me assure you, it absolutely is. The power of podcasting lies in its ability to build a loyal audience, enhance your SEO, and foster valuable collaborations, and provide versatile content that fits seamlessly into people's lives. By leveraging this medium, you're not just creating content, you're building connections and expanding your reach in ways that traditional methods simply can't match. Now, let's address some common concerns that people might have about starting a podcast. One of the biggest hurdles that I see is the perceived complexity of podcast production. But here's the thing, getting started is much easier than you think. Platforms like Spotify for podcasters and Buzzsprout make distribution a breeze, handling all the technical aspects so you can focus on creating great content. Another concern is the time commitment. Now, while it's true that podcasting requires consistency, the benefits far outweigh the effort. And again, you can begin with just having a manageable schedule. Maybe you could do episodes bi-weekly and then gradually increase the frequency as you become more confident and comfortable with the process. Remember, quality trumps quantity. So it's better to produce fewer high-quality episodes than to churn out content that just does not resonate with your audience. Now, for those of you who are already running a podcast, optimizing it for SEO is absolutely crucial. Ensure each episode has a detailed description, relevant keywords, and proper tagging. You can also utilize social media to promote your episodes and encourage listeners to leave reviews. Positive reviews not only improve your podcast ranking on platforms, but also enhance your credibility. You want to also consider repurposing your podcast content. So, for example, you can turn episodes into blog posts, infographics, or even social media snippets or reels. This not only maximizes your content's reach, but also reinforces your message across different platforms. Repurposing content is an excellent way to keep your audience engaged and attract new listeners through these various channels. So, let's recap the main points that we've covered today. The first one is personal connection. Podcasts undoubtedly build a personal connection with your audience, fostering trust and loyalty. Secondly, organic reach. Big podcast platforms have AI tools to amplify your content and reach new audiences organically. The SEO benefits are having transcripts, show notes, and unique content enhance your SEO, driving more traffic to your brand and your website. Guest appearances can really expand your reach through collaboration opportunities. Versatility, so podcasts can be adapted for various purposes, keeping your content fresh and engaging. And lastly, convenience. Listeners can consume your content anytime, anywhere, making podcasts a highly accessible medium. Now, as I wrap today's episode, I want to encourage you to take that leap and start your own podcast. Whether you're a seasoned business owner or if you're just starting out, the potential benefits are immense. And if you already have a podcast, consider how you can optimize it further with SEO strategies to maximize your visibility. Now, in my POP container, which is a one-to-one power of podcasting coaching and training, I can support you in either launching or leveraging your podcast. Apply today by heading to the show notes for this episode, where I've included a link to my application form. Thanks again for joining me on this solo episode of Let's Get Visible with me, Dorz Brown. If you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in the future, feel free to reach out. But until next time, keep pushing your boundaries and get visible.